Some Tier 2 representatives are telling viewers of this channel who got approved for EIDL loans that they're not getting the grant. Is Jovita moving the goalposts again? Hey everybody, this is LALATE. Thanks for tuning in for an evening edition of EIDL Grants. Earlier today we delivered our EIDL loan video talking about the SBA and allegations of diminishing funds. And we also delivered 3-second stimulus check videos today. I hope you tuned into them as well. One about PUA, highly important. If you are getting paid PUA and you better watch that and drive yourself to jail. And additionally, we did a video on 2 new proposals for second stimulus. Could be putting big money in your pockets. I'll drop down links above. Shortly, we'll begin to the shocking new detail about some Tier 2 representatives. They're saying crazy things to viewers of this channel about their grant money and why they aren't getting it, or how come it's not coming. As if I thought this was just all sort of calming down. Jovita wants to play games again and play football because, hey, Roger Goodell's not that popular. So let's get to some of your EIDL questions first before we play the JFL, the Jovita Football League. James Leggert, it's somewhat crazy, but as you pointed out, they're undoubtedly moving a great deal more expeditiously than before. What does seem bewildering is why the March and April people are not moved to the front. Yes, as this channel has been detailing, we have 2 types of viewers. We have our March and April viewers who are our OGs of the DCs, as I call them, who applied when the portal was initially open and have been left in a hot mess. Some have gotten out of it and have stayed to cuddle me with a scarf on a daily basis, where others are still stuck in Jovita's vortex and are headed in a wandery around Blaine 66's crazy additions. But then there's his newbies, the wonderful new additions to this channel, the March and August viewers who applied for EIDL June, who applied in May and June. I just totally butchered that, didn't I? And they have gotten funding literally within 24 hours. So I'm catering to all the terms and twists and conditions of what's going on with SBA, and trust me, it's giving me whiplash. Phil Derrick, how can people who applied in June getting money faster than people who applied in March and April? Incompetent, Jovita. She just knows what the heck she's doing. It is incompetent. Here's my rant, because I'm allowed 1 rant per day, and this is the one. How dare her appear before members of Congress and say she's totally finished? Oh, by the way, I would love to roll the tape. Let's roll the tape on Jovita talking before members of Congress at that House subcommittee 2 weeks ago, where she said that all loans, that applications from March and April would be wrapped up within 7 days. Well, Jovita, it's been more than 7 days, and my viewers are not wrapped up. They're wrapped up in a in a scarf of confusion because they're not being processed. It's really quite horrible. Sylvia, that was my rant. Sylvia, hey, I think the post in the middle of the field, the post is in the middle of the field. Jovita doesn't know what she's doing. Finally got my grant. Still waiting on the loan portal. I'll help you get posted. I mean, she really doesn't, Jovita. When she appeared before members of Congress, she said the average loan amount was $65,000, $85,000. It's not. It's $220,000. She said the loans cap at $150,000. They don't cap at $150,000. And people are getting like $304,000 loans. She doesn't know anything of her own agency. Sean, Bob himself for newbies, relax and let Jovita find you. C21 Tekoya, Sup LA, reporting in. I applied for EIDL on Monday. As soon as it opened, I didn't hear anything until the money was there in my account. My loan was only $4,000, but what I need for my business is meticulous every step you did with your videos over the last few weeks. Thank you. Still watching, encouraging others to hang on. I won't be signing up for the other guy's weeboos anytime soon. I just love it. It's a new viewer and already knows knows the language of this channel and actually typed weeboo, didn't type weeball. I love it. So congratulations on your loan and congratulations on your grant. Stay with us because we have a lot of details on Second Stimulus Checks videos. You know what I want the viewers, if you don't know, I think most of the viewers of this channel know. If you are my EIDL viewers and you're being screwed by Jovita, these Second Stimulus Check videos are talking about other programs that get you money. And even if you did well on EIDL, these programs get you other money. So that's what the purpose of this channel has been and always will be, getting you money that you are entitled to or eligible for. So watch those videos and stay with me. Mark Abarca got my closing documents today. They asked me for Schedule C. There we go. Apparently 2018 is acceptable. Wow. Avoided multiple hard credit pulls, one freeze in my account. Thanks, LA. Congrats on being cancer-free. Well, thank you so much. Bruce below. I'm in March mystery, streamline vortex. Had my file lost. Wow. Then they said the loan is in processing, not processing. Wow. 612 wandering. I mean, if you're my vortex viewers and you're new or you're not new, you know, you're a few days new to this channel, what I said is for a loan, from my OGs and the DCs, what you got to do is got to contact both your senators and your congressmen to get them on the ball. And when I mean contact them, I mean contact the DC office by telephone and talk to a staff member to have them take your file under their wings, and escalate it with SBA. I don't mean going to their portal and writing them an email and hoping someone looks at that. That is not effective. It's just not effective. I want you to keep on calling that office until you get someone on the phone that answers. If they don't answer, also call the local division of the representative. But I would really call the DC office. I mean, these people go to lunch and golf together. They're down the street from Jovita's office, for God's sakes. So I want you to call the DC office. I also want you to call your representative's office. And, you know, some viewers have contacted Jovita directly. Paul Brennan was approved Wednesday after applying in April. Returned to have not seen anything yet. Stay with it. Russell denied for the loan. Received email saying I can still get the grant. Congrats. What did I just say? Congrats. Sounds like a strange language I'm saying there. Debbie, we're so confused. I need help with my reconsideration. My credit became under 660 after the COVID. It went down to 530 after the hard pull. So Debbie, when you do a reconsideration, or any viewer of this channel who does a reconsideration of an EIDL loan denial for low credit, first of all, you need to understand this. They can also deny you on the review. What is with me today? The review of the denial. They can give you another denial for another basis. And those other bases are unable to verify the business existence, bad character. So be careful of those. But the way to win a denial for bad credit is to basically put forward your credit history and say, hey, I pulled the Experian credit score from February. I pulled the Experian credit score from last December. I pulled it from November. Here it was, as Debbie's saying, I was 660. Well, you were becoming under. What were you before that, Debbie? Were you 700 in December last year? Were you 720 in November? That's all documentation you need to pull from Experian and give it to SBA and say, hey, my credit score is bad because of the pandemic. I was good before the pandemic. Also indicate, you know, whatever financial documents you have to support your financial strength. 2018 returns, 2019 returns, saying, hey, we make a lot of money. We have a lot of money. We can afford a loan. We're not asking for a massive loan. Now, I've had viewers of this channel, I'm not going to say who it was, but I had a viewer of this channel recently who was offered a measly loan and then turned around and wanted a six-figure loan. Well, that's a hard pull because their small loan offer is based upon some calculation. So ultimately, if you come asking for a little bit when you got a denial, there's a higher chance of getting that if the financial documents support it. Cruise One, hey, LA, love your shirt. So I applied March 3rd. We see the $1,000 grant. Finally, congratulations. Wow. Cruise One is a longtime viewer of this channel. June 18th, they said my loan is still processing. Well, that's okay. Contacting Cruz and Conran and Jovita. I didn't butcher that as well. Rubio Kennedy, hot not her word. My loan showed 0. I've contacted SBA. I don't know what else long to do. Dear Lord. I mean, I was about to say just reapply. I mean, it's sort of like, you know, I was gonna curse also. I mean, if Javita doesn't understand that it's zero, then maybe just reapply and say, "Hey, lady, you had me at zero," and then you say it's a duplicate application. Well, look at the prior application. What's so funny is when there are duplicate applications, they say we're going to disregard the later one because we're processing the first one. I'm not recommending you to do a duplicate application, but it's sort of screwy that after so many months, they're still not processing the first one. It's at zero. I don't know how many times you're calling SBA in Tier 2. I would certainly stay on top of that. So let me get to the bombshells now, which are just like a hot mess. This channel sort of moves with the wind like Javita plays football. And we always thought, there'd be some level of consistency, but there really isn't. And the only thing we've learned from SBA is that whenever you think it's going to be consistent, it's not. SBA's portal opened last week and people got EIDL grant and sometimes loan money, or grant and not loan, or loan and not grant money within 24 hours. Some got nothing and had to wait several days. But that was last week. Get ready for this week. Because I could just smell it. I mean, can't you just smell it? It has that aroma of like bad cologne that you just sense like next week it's going to be a hot mess. And that everyone who files next week or filed it last Friday is going to wait 5.5 months. I get that feeling coming on. But here's the purpose of today's bombshell. And this is the following: that loan officers have been telling viewers within the last day or 2 days the following things. You got a loan approved, you're not getting a grant. You got a loan approved, you're not getting a grant. You got a loan approved, you did get the grant, it's in the loan amount. All this mess, and I don't know where it's coming. Here's the bottom line that you need to know. And this doesn't matter if you're a March or April applicant or a May or June applicant. When you get a loan paper and you sign the loan paper is the loan. It's the contract for the loan. You notice the word grant is nowhere in that loan document, and nowhere is the word advance, because it's not part of the loan agreement. So if you get a loan agreement for $20,000 and you sign it, you can tell Blaine 666 when you call in at Tier 2, and when he says to you, "Oh, that includes your grant," you can go tell him to jump in a lake, because it doesn't. The loan agreement is the loan. Does not include the grant. It doesn't say it includes the grant. Doesn't include the grant. It's not intended to include the grant. In fact, the Streamline application says grant advance, meaning it comes before the loan. Now, as we know over time, Javita has been sending the grant after the loan, but it is not part of the loan. And so these Tier 2 representatives, whoever they are, whether they, are roommates with Blaine 66 at the motel of the devil, and conspire as to what crazy stories they can tell LALATE viewers, well, that is one of them. The grant is not part of your loan. So if that representative tells you that, just politely get off the phone, go get a cup of coffee, pick up the phone and call again, because you need to speak to the representative who is going to get you the grant money. The way it comes is the grant does come to you separately. So viewers have also asked, does it come, you got a deposit of $20,000. Is that deposit including the grant? No. The grant comes as a separate financial transaction, a separate deposit. So it's all separate. The grant has no contract, by the way. There is no contract for the grant, except the Streamline application was not really a contract. The grant comes as a separate deposit. The grant often comes on a different day, different week, or different quarter of the year, depending on what Javita's, golf score is that week. But, that is how the grant works. So how do you get the grant when your loan is finalized? And if your loan is not finalized, you need to watch every single video I've done on this for the last 1,000 years. Once your loan is finalized, whether it's a denial or an approval of the loan, you need to email SBA. So if the loan is a denial, you need to do a reconsideration letter saying, "I want to reconsider the denial of the loan and please give me my grant money." First of all, by the way, a lot of people are saying they're having problems with that email address. That's on the reconsideration email address. Send it to the other email addresses. There's one for disaster relief something or something at sba.gov. It sends you the portal invite. They respond to that. Email address. Send it in the portal. Send it at every email address you can find. There's that database. We did a database story. God, it's been like almost a month ago, where all the the executives' emails are published online. Go pull that database off of Google. It's public information. It's a PDF. Just email it somewhere. Now, if you got your loan approved and you haven't gotten the grant, you need to do the same thing. So you need to email SBA in the portal that gave you the loan document back to the email address that invited you to the portal. Call SBA, say, where's my grant money? It will come to you. Finally, if you are a newbie viewer and you haven't gotten anything, don't worry. If you've gotten one of the two things, don't worry. And if it's coming into next week and everything goes off the rails, which I certainly predicted will, don't worry. And because guess who's going to be here for you until Kingdom Come? I just don't sense it's going to be. I have a feeling something's going to go very bad very quickly again with Javita. It's just because we saw this with agriculture. Agriculture was great the first week, and then within 4 days, everything went to a hot mess. Amy Perkins, I have a screen grab with a grant checking box. What do you think I can do with it? Get a straight answer. Yeah, they're telling people that they didn't ask for the grant. Where they did ask for the grant, I would just send it to them. Annette, I worked full-time and ran a business. I'm out of unemployment for my full-time job, not my business. Can I apply for PPP? Just try it and see what the PPP lender says. By the way, those PPP lenders, they all say something different. So some want to write for some types of businesses, others don't. It just depends on the PPP lender. And Angela applied June 15th, got a portal invite, credit poll, chose my loan amount. 2 hours was approved, went on docs, received grant on the 19th to sign the loan documents. We'll see how quickly the funds run. We'll let you know. Love your channel. Make me laugh. Well, thank you so much. And thank you for the viewers who supported this channel overnight. Very, very kind for supporting this channel as always. We got viewers somewhere between $5 to $20 million in EIDL loan and grant money they would otherwise not have gotten, but for this channel. Teresa applied on 4/2. Credit check, got my grant and loan mid-May. Well, congratulations. Annette, love your shirt. Well, thank you, Annette. How am I doing today? El Shaddadi, who comments all the time. I heard Due asking questions about her violating the law. I mean, everyone's asking questions about her. She's the topic du jour. Angela. Angel, I'm on reconsideration. I called to ask for the grant, and they told me not to click on I did not click on the grant and can't be fixed. You know, I'm hearing this a lot. It's getting I'm getting a little pissed about it. I know you're pissed. I'm getting a little pissed that you keep on saying you didn't click on the button. Maybe your button unclicked itself. Maybe your portal doesn't work. I mean, this is getting to be a little bit of a feeling like a con job. There's so many viewers of this channel, not 2 or 20. You know, it's pushing like 100 who said they clicked on the button and actually say, you didn't click on the button, I'm not giving you grant money. It's starting to sound like a big-ass con job, like a shakedown. I don't like it. I really, it's starting to rub me the wrong. It's one thing to be late with people's money. It's another not to give them their money. It's really getting me pissed off. Helen, sorry, another rant there. Helen, I have a question about EIDL grant. My husband and I are both independent contractors. Can we both get the EIDL grant? So great, Helen. I love Helen's question. You know, I haven't gotten a lot of questions about how to do the grant or loan lately. It's been all, where's my money? So I love Helen's question. Yes, if you and your husband are both independent contractors, then you can get the grant. The way you would apply is he applies on his Social Security number, you apply on your Social Security number. Now, be careful. It's going to ask you what the gross revenues were for 2019 and what the cost of goods or cost of services were for 2019. So hopefully he has his own independent contractor business and you have your own independent contractor business, and hopefully he has his Schedule C and you have your Schedule C. Example is you're a florist and he's dog groomer. So I hope you're not both co-dog groomers at the same DBA, because that you can't do. When it's the same business, the same earnings, and just has to have students' Social Security numbers, no. Hopefully it's two separate businesses. Diane applied April 2nd, got a grant, still no email portal, pulling my hair out. I look shady. When, Javita? So you got the grant, but no portal invite, June 15th. Well, that's recent. That's amazing, though. You're in April, and you got the grant on June 15th. Well, that's good news. I would call SBA. There's a potential that there's a denial of the loan, and you just didn't get it. Not to say anything negative for you, but I don't know who this was, but denied loan applied first business on April 7th, denied loan May, to reconsideration, no money, applied for my other biggest in June, no grant, been writing, calling, nothing, awful. Beauty Babe, haven't received a loan on my agriculture business. It's a real ag, applied May 17th, was denied May 25th, did a reconsideration. So Beauty Babe, Boo Babe, Bo B. Why am I making it beauty? It's Bo B. Bo B, not beauty. It's Southern. I'm just trying to make it a tang in there. Bo B. Bo B. It went after me. Bo B. Why were you denied for the ag? Were you denied for bad credit? Were you denied for unable to verify business existence? I haven't heard any ag businesses denied and doing reconsideration. So tell me why yours was, and I'll answer tomorrow. Kathy got funded for loan, no grant yet. Applied 329. Wow, that's really unusual, Kathy. You gotta call SBA about that. I will contact your senators. That's an unusual one. That you got the loan but not the grant. Johnny Finley, you're so patient, on point. You helped thousands to receive what they would have otherwise have been waiting on. Thank you, Johnny. There was someone who dropped in the comments yesterday that, the EIDL grant video yesterday was like, not Javita, like the grant video was like 30 minutes long, and the person's comment was, I didn't get any information whatsoever for this video. Like, what? What are you talking about? I got no information for a 30-minute video? Not a single piece of information? My goodness, hard crowd got there. Will and Dozer. I'm an OG, 4-3, did a loan, didn't get the advance. Called my senator's office, Marco Rubio. I'm so sorry. 619, called SBA Tier 2. Oh, Blaine 666. Since May, hopefully his office can move the SBA. I'm calling the SBA. You need to call Scott also and call your rep. Don't just wait for Rubio, who is just like... He flips more often than a pancake. Coral Heads, fixed credit 105 points up. Congrats. Green, your application being processed. Again, thank you for motivation videos. Oh my God, where's my grant? Good morning, Mark. George Dawson. Hey, Polite. He put Polite instead of LALATE. Yes, Polite is here. I'm doing your Pilates. Great show on Pilates today, almost from the beginning. I have a question. It's more of a problem. I got my $1,000 approved. It's sent in the wrong name to my account. My bank sent it back. It was my company name, not my personal name. Now I switched. I talked to a lender. I've gotten nothing from my grant. I've asked twice. I applied back in April. I've gotten nothing. I've got proof from the money. So what are they doing? Help, help, help. So you're a person who's just stuck in this quandary of wrong numbers. Boy, I mean, that was one of our earliest videos, is get the numbers right. If you're new to this channel, make sure that all your routing numbers and your bank account numbers are correct. Make sure you didn't use the savings account routing number when it's a checking account. Make sure the IN is everything. Make sure everything is right. Because if something's wrong, you're going to go through what George Dawson is going through. George, the best way to do it is get SBA on the phone and have them fix it, and make a note for the loan officer to fix it. Yeah, there's been a lot of loan officers' phone numbers dropped in the comments below. If someone's watching that has a loan officer's phone number, drop in the comment below. There was a lot of loan officers' phone numbers as of like the Wednesday videos earlier this week. But if someone has a loan officer's phone number, drop in the comments below. He just needs some things fixed up. If they're not helping you, contact your senator's office also. This is a very simple problem to fix. Mine, Tuncer. I applied the second time on June 17th, nothing. Why are you applying the second time? So if you're applying the second time with the same social security number and you're an Uber or Lyft driver, you can drive yourself to jail. P.O., do you guys think funding will run out soon? We just did a video on that, on the second stimulus check video. Watch it, because someone dropped in the comments, oh, Javita says she has this amount of money. That's the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is don't believe what Javita says. I mean, really, just don't believe her. Dominique Frazier, I have a question for you. If you're on permanent disability and have a side job, do you qualify for pandemic unemployment and get both? And that was our other second stimulus check video today. The last second stimulus check video, which has PUA and UI in the video, my opening remark is, with the deep voices, if you got PUA and UI, are you breaking the law? Well, spoiler, you are breaking the law. unless you live in some strange state that I don't know, it's different. Yes, you cannot get both PUA and UI. It is breaking the law in virtually every state I could find. Well, it's illegal under the Labor Department's instructions. It's illegal in California. It's illegal in New York. So be careful. And by the way, if you're getting paid and said, hey, it's not because I got paid, well, guess what? They're going to come back and take the money back. Dominic Frazier, I just answered that. CP, what if you own a company with an EIN and drive for Uber Eats? Could I apply separately for each? Yes, absolutely. So the Uber Eats would be you, your social security number, your Schedule C, your cost, your your gross rev from your Schedule C, and your cost of services for driving the car. Now, I know I did that video yesterday, and there's some loan officers who says if your service business puts 0 in, that's not SBA guidelines. I don't know. You can just do whatever you want to do. Some loan officers say 0, but SBA guidelines say no, you put cost of services in there. For your company, it would be the EIN of the company's business account, checking account or savings account, the business's address. Do not mix anything up. So don't put the EIN with the Uber Eats. Don't put the business account with the Uber Eats. Don't mess anything up. Keep them totally separate. Martha Masden, and by the way, they understand it, so they may give you a portal invite that'll have both of them in the same portal invite. Martha Masden, I applied last Sunday about 11:30. Oh, another thing I forgot. So when you do the business with EIN, it's going to ask who owns it. If it's you, you put your name and social security number. That's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Martha Masden, I applied last Sunday, called Thursday, waited 15 minutes, had to verify the entity. Bang, she asked me my loan. She said if your taxes are being processed, it should be delayed. She asked for my 1099. You need to call her if you haven't heard anything in 3 days. Wow. Just stay with it. Tank Dog, I can't believe so many people lack common sense. Well, I had a couple viewers. There was a viewer just a few minutes ago in the comments. I saw the second stimulus check video. I gotta share this. And the topic of the video was a proposed second stimulus check. And her comment was, that's not approved yet. It's just a proposal. Hello. We all know no second stimulus package has been approved yet. It's a proposal video. It's a video about what's been proposed. And I only said propose like 300 times. Maybe she wants me to propose to her. I don't know. 700, good job. My man, he did his bet on the Belmont. Well, congrats if you won on the Belmont. And congrats to Webb Simpson, who just won at the RBC Canadian Open moments ago. We had that detail. If you didn't see it on the community post of this channel, if you subscribe, you got a notification. He won today's PGA tournament, which went very late, 8 o'clock their time. Amy, so I'm in the vortex and I've done everything necessary to get the attention of the people who can't make this happen. And since so many people are getting replies within days, I'm in desperation. I'm considering reapplying, utilizing my EIN, this number, my social security number, taking screenshots. Maybe I'll get a response. And if I get 2 responses, I'll just refuse 1. Same business, no response for 3 months. I'm on the short rent of eviction. What do I have to do for doing it a second time? You know, Amy, that's a really good point. There is nothing unlawful about double applying. And, you know, it's not like you have, if I'm understanding correctly, you haven't gotten the grant and you haven't gotten the loan. So it's not like you've got money from the same first process. So, you know, if you want to do it, you can certainly do it. I'm not going to encourage you or discourage you. For viewers who have gotten grant monies from the first application and are reapplying the same time to get additional grant, that's completely wrong. It's unlawful. But for people who have not gotten grant, have not gotten loan, have not gotten any response, have not gotten denial, have not gotten acceptance, and have gone through the ropes and hurdles of Javita's maze and gotten nothing from March or April and want to reapply, it's up to you. There is nothing wrong about it, and as you know, it often says it often, if it triggers correctly, it'll say the second one is a duplicate. We're going to ignore the second one and process the first, which maybe will wake someone up to say, oh, there is a first. Understand the following, and this is, boy, I probably should have led on this, the topic of this video. Understand that there are some viewers who have said that their first application has been lost. I don't know if that's your situation, but there's always a viewer now and then that says their application was lost. The loan officer confirms it was lost. So by reapplying is, may not even trigger a duplicate. It may actually trigger it as a new one. Rowan, if you do it, tell me what happens, Amy McCarthy. Rowan, still with you because of your shirts. How am I doing, Rowan? Is today's shirt good? The baby blue. I know the lighting is better. Boy, the lighting yesterday made me look like I was a pumpkin on Halloween. Lupe Lopez, you should work for SBA. No, I should run from SBA. Marshall Wilkins, will your SBA grant appear in your SBA portal? Yes. King Cap, I got the portal invite and the grant link, but mixed up my account numbers. Is there a way I can change that again? Lord, King Cap, no. I mean, yes, but you got to call SBA. You're going to have a lot of work on your hand. Randy, love your giggles, thank you. Almost Family Hail, I replied on March 31st, received an offer of $128,000. I got denial, a letter saying they couldn't identify my identification. Can you explain? I sent the reconsideration letter, but I don't understand how they can't verify my identity. Please help. Okay, great. So, great question. If you got a denial for unable to verify your business existence or identity for an EIDL loan, this is what you have to do. You need to respond to the email address that the reconsideration letter says to respond to. Yes, that email address is bouncing, is sometimes failing, but let's assume it gets through. What you need to put in there is everything that verifies your business existence. So there are two types of businesses you have, either a solo or an incorporation or corp or LLC. If you have a corp or LLC, download the incorporation document from the Secretary of State's website. It's free. Go on there and type in your business name, something LLC, get the incorporation document, download it to your computer, that PDF. That shows it was established. Next, get anything that verifies the EIN's existence. So 2018 tax returns, 2019 tax returns, business banking and checking accounts or savings accounts that has the business name, business licenses with your local jurisdiction, state tax returns that you had, any celery permits that have the EIN on it, anything that verifies its existence. Now, if you're a solo, the solo one is usually the one that's getting these letters. So the solo one, they need to verify what this business is, and you need to know where it exists. So Schedule C, DBA, bank accounts, invoicing, state tax returns. Things that don't work are your website and your Facebook account, which is sort of much of nothing. It's like, you can claim to have a dog grooming account, a dog grooming business, because you set up a Facebook and Instagram account. That doesn't mean you have a business. They want to actually see the activity and confirm it's you and you own it. So really a path of financial and verifiable legal documents. Also, if you took another loan under the same entity. Mark, LALATE is on point. Well, thank you. Peggy, you rock. Well, thank you. James, I have 2 registered LLCs with different tax numbers declared both on Schedule C plus my own social for real estate, and they denied 2 of them despite paying taxes on the other 2. Yeah, I mean, this is why you don't do things on Schedule Cs. I mean, this is not a tax channel, but your LLC should be having their own 1099, their own federal tax returns. They shouldn't be posting on your Schedule C because of problems like this. By posting on Schedule C, they're seeing it as all you. They're seeing it as just you. Some viewers said that they had 10 Schedule Cs, and I said, sorry, it's one you. It could have been 10 different EIDL grants had he had 10 different LLCs or incorporations and EINs. He didn't. He did everything as the cheap, well, no offense, but the simple way, and the simple way cost him money. HR Sensation, what's good, LA? I'm an OG of this channel. I remember you. And my question is regarding the EIDL and being considered for a loan and not the grant now, as you know. If anything, $10,000 and under this will be considered grant money. If you click on the $10,000 grant and after Javier Carranza is done on trial, in your opinion, that's all one sentence. I'm not sure what you're saying. First of all, if you... I'm not the grant now as yet. If you get anything, will you consider the grant? Okay, so I think what you're asking is if you're a new applicant, a newbie, and you've got a loan offer, will you get the grant offer? Yes. When will come? Have patience. Will you get the remainder of the $10,000? No. How much will you get? $1,000 per employee. I mean, that was pretty simple. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below. 2 EIDL videos today. Earlier, loan, today, grant, and 3-second stimulus check videos. I'll drop them in the links below. Above, as always, Dave LA for more.